What's up, guys and goddesses? My name is Perez Khalees. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Basically, as you can see by the title, I kind of wanted to just go over like the pregnancy symptoms that I had during my pregnancy because I had a lot of them, and I basically just kind of wanted to document I have them also in my natural birth guide as well, which will be linked down in the bio. Also, I'll have it probably either linked in the comments or I'll have it linked up here as well, where you can go search for it and look into natural birth and things like that. But at the same time, I also just wanted to talk about some of the symptoms that I had on my channel as well during my pregnancy with Soul. Another reason too, I don't see many pregnancy videos on YouTube. I see some, but not too many where people discuss stuff, or maybe I just didn't search. But during my pregnancy, when I was looking at videos on YouTube and stuff, I barely seen a lot that talk about symptoms and things like that. Most of the stuff I seen, I searched up about things I might have a question about or something. I mainly searched it up on TikTok or maybe Google or whatever, but I didn't see too much stuff on YouTube about it, so why not? As well too, I wanted to mention that I am about 7 months postpartum, so these symptoms were symptoms I was having months ago during my pregnancy, but I am 7 months postpartum, so so we can just hop right into it. So one of the first symptoms on my list that I wrote down was hormonal acne. I had this mainly throughout my first trimester of pregnancy, and it's so funny because I hadn't had hormonal acne like that since high school. I had hormonal acne very early on in 9th grade high school, and I hadn't had it like that since that long until I had got pregnant again with Soul during my first trimester, and it was all over me. So it's so funny because I knew intuitively that I was having a girl, and I was hoping to be having a girl, but at the same time, most people, when I did my research about it, they was mainly saying that hormonal acne really kind of represents you having a boy. A lot of times it comes from, I guess, testosterone, they say, or something, for when you're having a boy. So it's mainly how they give a sign of what gender you're having. They mainly say it's if you were having a boy, but I knew I was having a girl, so it was funny I had hormonal acne. But I only had it a little bit towards the first trimester, and that was mainly it. I didn't really have it at all. I didn't have it at all after that, but it was irritating the first trimester. Yes. Also, I wanted to mention in my natural birth guide, I list all of these symptoms as well. But not only do I list the symptoms, I list natural ways to treat these symptoms so that you don't have to necessarily stress the entire time throughout your pregnancy, and natural and simple ways to treat them if you do have any of these symptoms. And I'll only mention the symptoms that I have personally because I don't want to mention anything that I didn't experience firsthand. Another thing I put down on my list was feeling sick. I mainly put that down for the first trimester. I was kind of more nauseous. I didn't throw up how most women do, but I threw up one time because I had was trying to work out during my pregnancy, and I had drunk a smoothie, basically. Not a smoothie, it was just a smoothie. basically like a protein shake I was making. I was trying to work out, and I guess the protein powder just didn't sit well with salt, so I ended up throwing it up. I'm sorry, I got stuff in my throat. I ended up throwing it up, so then that's what like made it solidify for me. I wasn't finna be trying to overwork out and stuff throughout my pregnancy because I had got very sick. But that wasn't the mainly like me feeling sick. That was just me throwing up one time. But I didn't throw up throughout my pregnancy. I just had this very like nauseous feeling. Also didn't want to eat too much stuff. Like I wanted to just eat like soups and stuff at one point because I wasn't feeling well. It's like almost like fever-like symptoms. I just wanted soups and juices and like water. And I was also feeling nauseous, feeling the urge to throw up, but didn't have to throw up. That's kind of what I was feeling. That was mainly I was only feeling that like that only throughout my first trimester. So yes, my third symptom was blurry eyesight. I had always been like prescribed glasses since like the 6th grade, from not being able to see far away too well, but I was sun gazing a lot before pregnancy, outside, and it was helping my eyesight. So one major symptom that made it like kind of solidify for me, of course, you know, I already knew I was pregnant, but it was a major symptom because my eyesight was kind of more so feeling better. But when I got pregnant, you know, the baby takes a lot of certain things from you, such as like a lot of women, some women mention losing teeth, some women mention like all types of stuff. So she like my eyesight kind of got more blurry, and I noticed that during pregnancy, which is I guess common, I guess. But I did put natural ways in my guide to treat it. But yes, I noticed it because it was a major symptom because my eyesight was getting better, and then all of a sudden it, you know, when I got pregnant. Okay. So my next symptom is it was harder for me to work out. Before getting pregnant with Soul, I liked going to the gym, and since now having her being 7 months postpartum, I do want to work out like from home because it's easier instead of going to the gym with a baby. I've seen women take their baby to the gym. I just feel like that would be a lot for me personally, but I wouldn't mind working out from home and like getting back into that. That's really my goals. But I did like going to the gym because it releases a lot of stress and it has a lot of course, a lot of health benefits going to the gym, but it was way harder for me personally to work out during pregnancy. And I think it was really harder for me because I really tried the most during my first trimester of being pregnant. And then I had really started going to gym. That was like me kind of, that year I was really like just starting to be into the gym. So it was kind of upsetting, but then it was like I wasn't gonna get sick and be throwing up off of protein shakes constantly or feeling like I'm finna pass out and I'm, you know, pregnant. Another thing, stronger cravings of meat. Okay, I'm gonna speak on this from like a very spiritual standpoint, so you know, take it as it is. But I feel like, in my honest opinion, before pregnancy, I wasn't eating any form of meat. I was vegan. I was trying to find alternatives to meat, trying to find ways to still try to get protein, work out, and like find some type of way like to find an alternative to meat. So when I got pregnant, it's so like funny, like you know how they say stuff like sugar is the worst drug, but when I was pregnant I thought meat was the worst drug because it's cooked flesh of animals. And so when I would smell it anywhere, it's like it was amplified pregnancy. Like I never craved meat like that in my life, not before pregnancy, not just in general. Like you have cravings and whatnot even not pregnant, but during pregnancy it's like amplified the smell. My sense of smell is amplified. And so the way I smelt meat, like I could, because every stop around, like everywhere, every fast food places around, they have McDonald's, Wendy's, you're just driving by, you smell it, like barbecue, anything, and I craved meat so strong. And I felt like, honestly, like in my honest opinion, if there wasn't like no meat in the world, like just speaking hypothetically, if there wasn't like no meat around where you could smell, it wasn't just around me, I feel like I wouldn't have craved meat if I didn't smell it, if that makes sense. Like, or maybe if I hadn't eaten meat before in my life or something like that. It might sound funny, but spiritually that's what I was feeling. I was like, I feel like meat is the worst drug, and I feel like because of it being like cooked flesh, I felt like meat just alone, like during pregnancy, I could just, everything's just heightened. Like spiritually, I could just see the addiction that people have towards meat anyways, because of like the smell and it being all around us everywhere. Like everything it's just all around us everywhere. You smell it all day. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. When cravings of meat, I feel like it was such a spiritual thing during pregnancy, and I feel like it needs to be studied. Another one of my symptoms was I craved hot chips and spicy food. So during this time too, I wasn't trying to eat like hot chips like that, not too bad processed food. Like I was trying to find alternatives, and I was just becoming to be like vegan. So getting pregnant, like I craved hot chips because I used to eat hot chips all the time, and I craved them like majorly. I craved spicy foods as well, but I think I had got like some healthier hot chips basically, to kind of help a little bit with the craving. It didn't help too much, but I also had did like a little cayenne pepper and put that on like a lime one night because I was craving so bad, but it was so late. Oh my gosh, it was so late at night, and I wouldn't know where for me to really go to be open to just get anything if I did want to get hot chips like that. So it was so late at night, and I ended up just getting a lime and some cayenne pepper and just trying to like what you call it, because the first trimester cravings were so strong. It was like I wanted to have whatever it was then and there. So another one of my symptoms was mosquito bites. So this was before I knew I was pregnant, and I had went somewhere during the summer, and I went around the 4th, and where they were popping fireworks more deeper in the south. I went somewhere, and late at night when they were popping the fireworks and stuff, I had got bitten up really bad by mosquito bites, and I thought, well, maybe that's just on me for not wearing no like off, but I had got bitten up like really bad. Like I don't think I had that many at one time like that, like mosquito bites. I had so many, and I think like I feel like with me, so later on during pregnancy, I had read that pregnant women are more prone to mosquito bites. Like mosquitoes love pregnant women, basically. That's what I heard. And so I felt like that was a symptom. I put that on my guide as well, because I'm like, that was a sign of me being pregnant, because I feel like I was pregnant then. I just probably didn't know it, or I'm not too sure, but I feel like I was pregnant then, and I felt like me having so many at once, I feel like that was one of the reasons why as well. I was just like, a free meal out there. Brain fog. Okay, so I experienced this throughout my whole pregnancy for the most part, but I felt it kind of the most during the first trimester, especially when I would get like in the shower with a hot shower with steam. Even now at times, like recovering, being postpartum, I still have moments where I'll forget things. Like I'll put stuff around, put things down, but I'll might forget if I put it there. Like having to keep up with my memory and stuff like that. I feel like that's also too very much what you eat, and like your health as well too plays a factor in that. How much nutrients you are getting. But yes, I did have that one, and still have it sometimes now, even after pregnancy. But I felt it the most during my first trimester. I felt it the most during my first trimester, and it was like I would feel like just out of it, like completely, like I was just not, like it was just out of it. Almost kind of, I wouldn't say about to pass out or nothing like that. It's just like just like not there. I don't know how to explain it spiritually, but it's like you have to experience it to know what I mean. It was just like you don't, just not feeling it. Like I don't know. But yes, I felt that the most during my first trimester and throughout pregnancy at times. But it's almost like just how quick you do things, this and that process stuff. Like that's brain fog too, or forgetting things as well. Okay, another thing I wanted to put as my symptoms was like I put a list of foods and stuff that made me like gag, or like I didn't, foods that I liked before basically that during pregnancy I did not like anymore, or that I just thought that made me gag, that just kind of made me sick. Even the thought of it alone just made me sick. So a couple of those was rice, sushi, peanuts, peanut butter, protein powder, and vegan chicken strips. Also, I was gonna say barbecue sauce too, just a little bit, not fully, but yeah. A lot of these I ate during the first trimester as well, and so that might have had a lot to do with it, because the first trimester, it's a lot going on the first trimester. That was a hard trimester to me. I feel like a lot of women say that's the hardest one. The third trimester was pretty hard too. I feel like the second one was probably the easier trimester in terms of just the overall of pregnancy, but the first trimester was a lot. Rice made me sick. I didn't like the thought of rice. I didn't like the smell of rice. I didn't want rice at all. I don't think I'd even wanted rice my second trimester. I didn't think I really wanted it maybe until like third trimester-ish. But I didn't really like rice at all. The thought of rice made me sick. The taste made me sick, made me gag thinking about it. Yeah. I also had sushi. I ate sushi my first trimester because I was craving it really, really bad. And I ate it, and then after I ate it, I didn't like it anymore. Maybe because I ate it too fast, because I craved it so bad. But I ate it and I just didn't like it at all. And it wasn't raw sushi, it was cooked, but I still didn't like it. Peanuts and peanut butter. So I had ate like a snack of like peanuts and peanut butter together, and I ended up not liking either one because I just thought it was just nasty together, the taste of it. And so that taste kept staying in my mouth, and it made me not even like peanuts and peanut butter. I didn't eat it for a while during my pregnancy. Protein powder. I just mentioned from me working out, I had this protein powder and this smoothie that I would normally make before I work out. To work out, give me one to boost or whatever, and it made me so nauseous. Like I didn't throw up at all throughout my pregnancy, but once, because I had drunk that protein powder, and she did not like that at all, protein powder. And then vegan chicken strips. I had ate those like during my first trimester because I was craving. Well, I was actually hungry. I was just really hungry. I wasn't even craving it, but I was hungry. And I ate them so fast that the taste left the taste in my mouth, and I ended up hating them, and I still don't like them now. Like, I still don't like it. I still don't like vegan chicken strips now. Like, I cannot eat those. Another symptom I had was change of taste buds, which, you know, kind of goes hand in hand with like the foods I did not like. But what I mean by change of taste buds is not just from foods that changed. It was also just mainly in the first trimester. Like, my taste buds almost tasted like, most women say it's like a metallic taste. I didn't really have a metallic taste. It almost tasted like everything was either watered down, or I just could not really taste it the same, if that makes sense. That could have been the metallic taste they're talking about, but I didn't really taste metal like that. I tasted just barely nothing, and it was just a weird feeling like on my taste buds, if that makes sense. But yes, I put that in there, kind of like ways to kind of get your taste buds back during that time too. And that's around the time I was feeling sick during pregnancy, so everything was just kind of tasting kind of weird. Almost didn't taste the same. So yes, that was one of my symptoms. Another symptom I had was enhanced smell. So like, I could smell everything. Like, I could smell people's breath. I could smell if the room just stink, like it just had this odor, like, but it's not that strong to somebody else, but I could smell it. Like, I could smell everything times 10. And that was a very major like pregnancy symptom. Like, so many things like just smelled funny. I just couldn't stand it. Like, insomnia. So some nights I did have insomnia. I mainly had, yes, the enhanced smell. Okay, let me get back to that. The enhanced smell that I had lasted throughout my whole pregnancy. I didn't have moments where, I think it kind of just went away after I had the baby because I could smell everything. Yeah. Insomnia. I had insomnia mainly, I remember, for the most part throughout my third trimester. The reason was because she was getting bigger, and there was a lot of like, during the third trimester, I'd say the most thing that's difficult about it is sleep. Like, because at night there's so much going on. Like, I'm either hungry, I'm either having to get up and pee, because I had extreme hunger mainly throughout the third trimester, and I'm gonna talk about that symptom. So I would be either hungry, or if I might have ate like late at night from being hungry, it's either, what's it called? Heartburn, going through that, or I'm either having like round ligament pain. There was just a lot going on like during the third trimester, but mainly like insomnia from, it's either from those symptoms or just insomnia in general from being uncomfortable trying to sleep, because that's when I was feeling the most uncomfortable, because for one, she's getting bigger, so my belly is bigger and it's just harder to kind of sleep on the side. Even with the pregnancy pillow, I still had nights where I was still uncomfortable sleeping. Thigh cramps. I had this mainly throughout the third trimester. I believe I might have had it during my second trimester, but like during like the end. But I feel like it was mainly throughout my third trimester because, of course, for one, she was getting bigger. So it felt like this weight that's holding both of my legs was just holding this weight, like for both of my, well, my thighs mainly, was just holding this weight. And there'll be moments like I'll be at the grocery store or just walking and my legs would just give out and I'd be about to fall. And even me stretching, like, when it would only help maybe just a little bit, but not really like at all mainly. Yes, that was one of my least favorite symptoms at all. I hated those because they were very painful and very random, and I used to hate them so much when I'd be grocery shopping and it just happened out of nowhere. Wait till like I'm at the store and standing, and next thing I know, I feel like my legs finna give out and stuff. So yeah, yes, I talk about my prenatal depression that I had. I don't know if I covered it just a little bit throughout some of my videos, but I talk about that symptom more in my guide as well. Stress and anxiety, mainly about being prepared. That's mainly another reasons why I had those, and it can also go hand in hand with the prenatal depression. So I felt like I put those two together in my guide as well, so you can check those out and ways to treat that as well. Extreme hunger. So I had extreme hunger throughout the 3rd trimester the most. I would have moments where I'd be hungry, you know, of course, crave more, of course, but the hunger during the 3rd trimester is like I could eat a lot, like things that I would normally eat and be full. Like I would want more and more and more, like over and over again. Like I just wanted more. Like the extreme hunger, the baby goes through, like, of course, during the 3rd trimester, with my one of my midwives was telling me that the baby will be going through like a kind of like a binge, wanting to eat more, because of course the baby is growing, so she's getting bigger. That's her like biggest potential, like getting to the biggest point. We're finna get ready to, you know, have labor. And so the cravings and the hunger was just amplified during that trimester. And it's like I'd be so hungry, didn't know what to eat, but I'd be still hungry and just tired of eating. Oh my gosh, that I'm starting to remember now. I'm talking about it. Like, and I saw another video of this other girl that was saying the same thing, like how she was having like she was so tired of eating, like, but she was so hungry, because it's like you be so hungry during the 3rd trimester, but you be hating it because it's like you constantly eating, like having to find something to eat, like, but you be hungry basically. So yes, that was a funny symptom, but it was irritating at the time, but it's funny now, like thinking about it, because it was so irritating to me, like always being like, I gotta find something to eat. But yes, cause you be so hungry. Like I'd be wanting, like during the 3rd trimester, I wanted like 3 big meals every day. Drinking tons of water. I had drunk the most water during my pregnancy. I like normally don't drink water as much like that, which I should, but sometimes, you know, you be forgetting. But during the 3rd, like not even 3rd trimester, throughout the whole pregnancy, I was very thirsty. Like I would have big jugs of water beside me, and the case of water be gone about a day or two. I was very thirsty, and it could have went along with my anemia, which I'm going to talk about. I was getting to that. I had anemia during pregnancy. Also could be lack of nutrients, but I was very, very thirsty during pregnancy. Because you're naturally going to drink more water anyways, but I was very thirsty. I was drinking like a case to 2 cases, like almost every, like 2 days. Let's see here. Peeing a lot, especially at night, having to wake up in the middle of the night, miss the night, having to pee. You know, that's normal pregnancy stuff, but I put that on here as well. Heartburn. I never had heartburn before until I was pregnant. I didn't know what it felt like. And basically, it's like when you eat food, maybe like late at night, because you're really not supposed to eat really after. I don't think you're supposed to eat after 6. I was gonna say 8, but I don't think you're really supposed to be eating after 6 anyways, because the food digests, like, it don't digest until the next rising, like, so food mainly just sitting in your body, and it was sitting in my chest, and I didn't feel it the most because I'd be so hungry at night, and a lot of times I didn't eat till nighttime, and so I'd be so hungry and just not caring about it like that as I should have. But I would eat at night, and then it would just sit in my chest, and I'd be having this heartburn, and it'll give me insomnia because I'm tossing and turning, I can't sleep from the food sitting in my chest. So yes, that was an uncomfortable symptom, but I never had heartburn before until then. So mainly I put like stuff to treat that, but I was like drinking pickle juice, kind of like to like get it, to kind of get me to burp, make me feel better, at least put me to sleep until it do digest. Restless leg. I had this symptom. I've had this even without pregnancy. I don't like it either way, but it's just like that feeling in your leg, like your lower calf to your thigh. It's like this uncomfortable feeling that makes it either harder to sleep, harder to come, like lay down and just kind of just be chill when you just feeling your leg kind of have this sensation, if that makes sense. Yes. I only had one Charlie horse. It's because I had got up early. I got up real quick, not early. Not early. I got up really quick out the bed. I ended up having one, but it was only one time. I've noticed a lot of women talk about those. I hear more of those than thigh cramps. From what I was researching, I hear more about those instead of thigh cramps. So, yes. Anemia. I had anemia throughout my pregnancy, so I didn't know that I had anemia, but until I had got tested, they ran some tests on me, and then during the second trimester, my doula midwife let me know. And if I would have known a little bit more early on, I should have probably been doing this anyways, of course, eating more like leafy greens and making green smoothies too. I would have been more on top of it too if I really would have already knew, kind of. But she ran the test or whatever from the test results we had to do back from when I did my glucose test. Yes, when I did my glucose test, and I didn't drink the drink, I did jelly beans, and they were not small jelly beans, they were big, large jelly beans, and there were a lot of them. But I did those, and when she ran the test back for the other results stuff, it came back with me having anemia. So they was basically offering prescription pills and telling me to take like liquid iron and like iron pills and stuff like that. I did take liquid iron. I did get it up, you know, towards the end of like the third trimester, but I feel like it was so late on because they was offering like a transfusion, but I denied it, an iron transfusion, because my iron was kind of, it wasn't too low, but it wasn't where it should have been to what they said basically. But yes, actually, like in America too, like when I went kind of down researching, of course, during pregnancy, because you know, a lot of women in America alone have like anemia. Like a lot of, like most percentages of women have anemia. So that's something that I had found out too, like during pregnancy, but also too, the baby takes a lot with your red blood cells. So that could also be another reason why, if you kind of had not, maybe you might have had just the right amount of you know what you call, to not be too anemic. But then when you get pregnant, I feel like either way, even if you aren't anemic before pregnancy, you still need to be on top of it, because the baby takes so many red blood cells. So even if you have it to where your stuff is low, like your iron is low, and it's not too low to get to anemia, to still basically like do those things such as like eating leafy greens, beets, cooking with iron cast skillet to kind of stay on top of it, you know. And I honestly, I would have been still taking the liquid iron anyways, because I would have been more on top of it then. And I knew something was off, because I'm more tired than normal. Like I couldn't do dishes and not feel like I'm about to pass out after I do the dishes and be standing there for a minute. Like I'd be so tired, and I feel like anemia played a big part in that. So that was a big symptom for me, with how long I could do things and how it was just feeling in general, because anemia can affect your mood in terms of anger. You can be more irritable with anemia. You can feel more tired, feel more drained, harder for you to do things. It's a big thing. It can affect your emotions very majorly. So yes. So yeah, ways that I treat that was liquid iron. That was a big one. I was getting that at like Whole Foods, and like you can get it online too, but I was getting a discount at Whole Foods because they charge for like liquid iron. Also Hemoplex, I had got those on Amazon. They're like iron pills, and you know they prescribe me iron pills, but I feel like the liquid iron did it the most for me. Chapped lips and dehydration. So it didn't matter how much water I was drinking. There was moments where I felt like dehydrated, and I felt like maybe if I would have drunk more like coconut water maybe, or drunk more like nutrient based, like maybe like even the greens juice or something like that would have helped my hydration more than water could fully do. But yes, chapped lips, I had that mainly throughout the 3rd trimester. I had that symptom. I don't know if some people don't, but I've seen it in a few people. They have like chapped lips, and it was like, yeah, I needed the Aquaphora. Like I couldn't just do, I don't think I could just do like Carmex and stuff, because my lips would be like so chapped still. From that I would have to do like something more, like just more for my lips basically. Gas and bloating. I had a lot of gas, of course, which this is a normal symptom I had throughout the entire pregnancy. This was from 1st to 3rd. And bloating, of course, those are normal pregnancy symptoms. I just said ways to kind of help with that in my guide. Round ligament pain was my least. I hated this symptom. This symptom hurt so bad. It basically, I guess, I don't know if it's preparation for having the baby. It feels so close to contractions. I don't know. Contractions, of course, hurt, but for me, the contractions hurt. I'm trying to figure out which ones hurt like worse, because the round ligament pain alone. Okay, so the round ligament pain alone was like, that was like painful. It felt like I was being stabbed, like a sharp stabbing pain on like the side of my like stomach, and that one hurt so bad. I wanted to go to the hospital then. I've seen females online basically say like they went to the emergency room, and the emergency room just told them it's round ligament pain. They just went to the ER because it hurt so bad. Like they knew they wasn't in labor, but they knew something was wrong. And yes, it feels like this sharp pain on the side of you. I don't even know what it feels like anymore, thank goodness, but I just know it's extremely painful. And I had it not only like right before during the 3rd trimester, I also had it after labor. I had round ligament pain after labor, and it was excruciatingly painful then. That's when I really remember it. I remember getting up in the middle of the night just screaming, having to sit in the tub. That stuff was painful. I was just screaming, having to sit in like a hot tub. Like the round ligament pain might have been like 1 down from contractions, I'd say, like, but it's pretty close. It's almost like preparation for it. That's why I say, yeah, terrible. And even having it after was miserable, because I was really glad to go ahead and have labor. I was hoping that I wouldn't be able to have to feel that anymore, and no, I still felt it. Braxton Hicks contractions, which are normal throughout pregnancy. That was one of my last symptoms on my list. So yes, that concludes basically all the pregnancy symptoms that I remember first off of hand and that I put in my guide. I just wanted to share those to kind of just give a little bit of insight, kind of what I went through throughout my pregnancy. And I was debating about posting that on my YouTube, but I said why not, because I didn't mind talking about it, because it's really interesting, like how our bodies can go through so much different stuff throughout pregnancy. And those were a few of the symptoms that I had felt personally. For me, every female is different. A lot of people had a lot of different things that I didn't have at all. And some things I was feeling lucky not to have. But yes, that concludes basically my pregnancy symptom. Make sure to connect with me, connect with my channel. You guys can comment, to talk, whatever you want to do. If you want to talk about anything you feel like you relate to me or anything like that, you know, connect with my channel, connect with my socials, which are linked in the bio. I also have my e-guide if you want to look more into natural birth, that's linked in the bio on my channel. So with that being said, I say